Welcome to this BraveTransit installation and introduction video. In the following video we will explain how the script is used, as well as its functions and configuration options. As with our other scripts, you can read more explanations and helpful tips in the script's documentation. You can reach them via our Discord or via the link in the video description. You can ask any unresolved questions on our Discord forum, or simply submit a ticket to the team regarding your question. We are happy to handle your request. We will now show you the functions of the script using an example. In order to drive a route as a bus driver and select a line, we need a bus that is whitelisted in the config. The bus can either be parked out of a garage using a third-party script or simply spawned via the admin menu. We also use a bus modded by SCPD Unit 23 to be able to change the destination sign of the bus. An explanation of how to create your own destination sign and how to know if your bus model can change the destination sign is explained in the course of the video. Using a vanilla bus is possible without any problems. However, the bus destination sign cannot be adjusted there. To start a route now, open the bus UI with the G key. These and other functions are of course linked to a job if desired. We will explain how to set this in the config later in the video. Here you can see an overview of all routes entered in the config. In addition, information on the length of the respective route and the estimated time to complete the route. To start the route now, press the Start button. The UI closes and the bus overlay is now opened. Here you will find the next 3 stops on your route and information about the functions of the bus. This includes whether it is lowered, doors are open, or a passenger has requested a stop. You will now see the next stop marked on the map, to which you must travel. When you get there, you will see a marker that shows the approximate stopping position. If you hold on long enough, the station will be checked and you can continue. If a passenger wants to get on, you can lower the bus and open the doors. This is done by default with key 3. As a passenger, you see the overlay just like the bus driver, which shows you the next 3 stations on the route. In addition, the passenger has the opportunity to request a stop. So if you want to do that, press the E key. The bus driver is now notified with an acoustic signal and the lamp in the UI for the stop request is illuminated. If the bus driver stops at the next station, the stop request is reset and the lamp goes out. Another feature we are very proud of is the automatic station announcements on the bus. Shortly after stopping at a station, an automatic announcement is made that plays any audio file. Of course, you can define this beforehand in the config.
Next stop, Atlas Street.
In this way, you can create your own announcements for each station. If you prefer auto-generated announcements, we've linked a page in the video description where you can easily convert text to speech and download it as an audio file. If you prefer to drive a different route or something else comes up, you can of course end your route at any time. To do this, press the G key as at the beginning and open the bus interface. Here you can see the active routes and options to manage them. To end your route, simply press End. The bus no longer has a route and can be used by another employee. If you don't want to end the route at all, but want to start the return route immediately after completion, you can do that here as well. To do this, press the Add button. Now the return route will start automatically when you finish the current route. Which return routes belong to which routes, you can set as you wish in the config. We now slip into the role of a customer who would like to take the bus and go to a bus stop. Here you can open the customer UI with the interaction key E. You then get an overview of all active buses that are currently driving and will stop at the selected stop. One feature we are particularly proud of is the real-time updates. The distance of the bus to your station and the estimated time until arrival are displayed live. You can also switch to a map overview in the menu bar on the left. A route map can be stored here as an image, so you will always find the right route to your desired destination. A small passenger FAQ can also be found here. Answer your customers' most pressing questions directly and ensure smoother operations. All cards and customer information can of course be edited and adjusted in the config. I will now explain the BraveTransit Lua config to you. I will cover the most important settings. If you have any further questions, please create a ticket on our Discord or reach out to the community. Important in advance, the possible configuration options are listed behind each setting. Follow the formatting specifications exactly to avoid possible script startup errors. The first and most important setting you should make is defining your framework. You have the option of choosing between the two most well-known frameworks, ESX and QB Core. In our Tebex shop we offer a template for sale, which includes a mapping of bus stations as well as extensive routes and bus signage. If you have purchased the template and want to use it on your server, set the value false to true. If you want the use of the bus driver UI to be bound to a job, set config.job to true in the next line. Then you can also set the name of the job and the rank of the employee needed to operate the bus. The next section is about the bus-specific settings. Since we can only operate whitelisted buses, we simply put the vehicle hash of our desired vehicle in the curly bracket. To find out the hash of the vehicle, we use the V menu script here. Arrived in-game, we open the V menu and switch to the MISC settings and then to Developer Tools. Here we will display the vehicle dimensions as well as the entity models. Now we copy the first number, if there is a hyphen, after the hash and before the slash. When a route is started, the number plate of the bus changes to the ID of the route. Here we can set a prefix. If you are driving a modded bus with custom bus signage, you can set in the next field whether the signage should be adapted to the route or not. Following this, you can set which extra should be selected when the route has finished. Simply enter the number of the extra here. Depending on which bus you use, the number of the extra in the config can differ from the actual number. In the next section you can set the default key bindings, as well as change the name of the options in the GTA settings. In the upper field, you only determine the standard key assignment for each player, which can be changed at any time by the player using escape in the settings. At the end of this section, you can specify whether the door should be opened automatically when kneeling is activated, or whether the bus driver should open them manually. If you would like to adjust the content of the notifications, you can do so in the upper field. If you have already purchased Brave Notify from us, you can skip the next line. However, if you use a different notification system, it is necessary to adapt the trigger of the notifications to your own script. Customize the trigger so that the arguments match your script. If you need help with this, just open a ticket in our Discord server. Let's get to the last section. Here you can change relevant settings regarding the stopping process, as well as create your own stops and routes. In the first line you determine how long you have to stand at a stop so that it is marked as checked. You can then create your own routes by connecting the created stops that you have created in the lower field with each other. First you set the name of the route and then the color in hex code. Once you have done that, you can set the stations of the route one after the other. Proceed from left to right. The number of the stop, read in the lower field from top to bottom, so that the first stop has the number 1, etc. Make sure that you do this correctly, otherwise the script will not work properly. Next you can choose the extra that should be activated when you start the route. Finally enter the number of the return route, which is started if a return route is driven. It is important that stops never appear twice in a route. If you create stops, first enter the name of the stop. Following are the coordinates on the street to which the bus is navigated, and to the right are the coordinates on the sidewalk where the passenger can check the departures. The announcements in the HTML stations folder can be linked to the stop in the last step. Please note that you may need 2 different stops for 2 sides of the street. Double use is not recommended. We now take care of the configuration of the destination signs mentioned at the beginning of the video. If you have purchased the template, the right bus with the correct signage is already included. The bus is kindly provided for us by SCPD Unit 23. A link to the original bus model can be found in the video description. However, if you want to adapt the bus signage to your own network plan, some changes to the bus model are necessary. A detailed explanation can be found in a separate video from us. The last important file I would like to explain to you is the web config. The same applies here as with the Lua config. If you have further questions, please create a ticket on our Discord or contact the community. Please note again that the possible configuration options are listed behind each setting. Follow the formatting specifications exactly to avoid possible script startup errors. The first setting you can change is whether the passengers on the bus should be able to request a stop. The two settings below let you refine this setting further. Here you can set whether or not an acoustic signal should be transmitted to the driver when the stop request is activated, as well as the volume. Under Station Announcement Beep, you can specify whether a beep sound that should be played when the bus approaches a new stop. In addition, you can set the volume of the sound. Now we come to the settings of one of the most important features in BraveTransit. The station voice announcements. Here you can turn the voice prompts on and off. Of course, you can also adjust the volume of these again, as well as the time that should elapse after ticking off a station until the announcement of the next station is played. Finally, you can specify the names of the two images for the maps in the customer interface. Now a quick detour to further customization options. In order to run your own Lua logic, such as paying bus drivers for certain BraveTransit events, you need to edit events.lua. A standard payment for ESX and QB Core is already integrated. Each event has a description that explains when the event is triggered. For more information and a list of all events, please see the BraveTransit documentation. We have now reached the end of the video. We hope you enjoy our script, BraveTransit. If you still have unanswered questions, if you don't want to miss any news about BraveTransit or our other scripts, or if you want to contact us for other reasons, please join our Discord server. The link to this, our shop and other important pages can be found in the video description.